Okay, how do I pronounce your name?
Well, in Czech it's Maciej.
Maciej?
Yeah, but English is Matthew, so Matthew is just fine.
Maciej is okay. And Maciej,
Yeah, nice.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, we have Plebstr CEO right here next to us. Plebstr is definitely one of my favorite Nostr clients, and he gave us the opportunity to interview him and learn more about how Plebstr started.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for having me.
It's always nice to connect with fellow Nostriches, and especially the ones that are building on it. It's a learning experience.
Yeah.
Okay, so my first question today, and guys, I have my questions here, so excuse me. My first question today is actually about, I want to know your history. How did Plebstr start? How did you start with Plebstr, and how and why did you migrate from Twitter to Nostr?
Yeah, so firstly, I had a YouTube channel about Bitcoin and I knew that I want to monetize it more and there were like 30% fees on Patreon and on YouTube and stuff like this. So I was like, okay, well, let's make something better with Bitcoin and Lightning Network. So we started with Tweetoshi, which was a Twitter client with built-in Lightning wallet with Zaps before Nostr even started. So that's funny. And yeah, and
Futuristic.
yeah. And we had some ads in the app, but we share the ad revenue with users. So you, as a normal user, get Bitcoin sets every day for just using it. And then Elon Musk bought Twitter and shut down the Twitter API. Tweetoshi actually still exists and functions, but it might be down tomorrow or next week. Twitter told us that it would be down like 3 months ago, so we don't know what will happen now. And because of that, we pivoted to Nostr because we saw Nostr as like the new thing, and we was like, yeah, this is so much better. It's decentralized. No one can shut down the API. We can build whatever we want. We are not limited by the like API calls and functions because Twitter limited a lot of things that could be only on Twitter and not on the other clients. And so like this is so much potential for us. So we pivoted from Tweetoshi to Nostr and started our app Plebstr.
That makes a lot of sense, and it's actually why a lot of us are on Nostr.
Yeah.
Exactly. So love that. Okay, my second question is how and why are you guys targeting multi-platforms versus just focusing on one?
Yeah, that's a good question. We always wanted to be like, no matter what phone or device in general you use, we want to be there. And a big part of it is our CTO, Dominic, is super great and super passionate about Flutter, which is like a development framework for mobile and desktop apps. And it's super easy to build the app for Android, iOS, and web, like at the same time from one code base. So that's super exciting, and we are basically looking forward to make a web app as well, which should be available in a couple of months. So then you can use Plebstr everywhere, and that's our goal.
So you heard it first on Nostr.Report.
Exactly.
There's a web app coming up. Okay, so can you give us some teasers about new Plebstr features coming up, besides the one that you just told us?
Yeah.
Or other stuff that might come to mind besides that really cool one?
Yeah. So we are definitely working on better new posts, basically things where you can preview how the post will look like and better mentions. We just added full text search and stuff like that. But some bigger stuff is we are working on better onboarding the new users. We want to build a built-in Lightning wallet, just like we had in Tweetoshi. So the Zaps and all these things will be much easier. You wouldn't have to connect other wallets, set up some wallet, anything like that. It will be connected to your NPUB. And we are working on the web app as well. So that's our plans.
Okay, so you did mention, and I think this goes with it, mention a Nostr signing up.
Yeah.
Would that be similar to the NSEC bunker that Pablo did?
Yeah, could it? It probably is something similar. Yeah, so the idea is right now you have a web extension, which is super cool. You don't have to put your private key to another apps on the web. But on mobile, when you use Android or iOS, there is no like signing app for all the Nostr apps. So you have to trust all the apps you put your private key in, which is not ideal. And even though they are open source, there is a lot of code and a lot of things can break. So we want to build some super small and easy open source app with like a little code as possible, which will hold the keys for you, and then you can give access to your other apps and revoke access if you want to. So that's what we want to do. It's not as hard on Android, but it's super hard on iOS to have it like offline, only on device, so you don't have to use any servers, so you don't have to trust anyone else. So yeah, it's a long-term plan, but we think in a long term we will be able to do it.
Okay, I have some like quick questions that I want to ask.
Yeah.
So first one is, this isn't a quick one actually. Why do you use Nostr?
Well, I think I explained it a little bit at the beginning, but the opportunities there are huge, and I love that I can do whatever I want. I can control my own data, and if I miss anything, some feature, function, whatever, I can just build it or ask the community to build it if it's a good idea. And it's so much powerful. Besides that, I was a creator, content creator, and I know the Zap feature is like mind-blowing for creators. You can get Zaps from anyone with zero fee. You don't have to have a bank account. It's just amazing.
Value for value.
Exactly.
And open source or closed source.
Yeah, so right now Plebstr is closed source. It's mainly because we are looking for like new investors. We know we want to be like VC funded or funded with external capital to be able to grow quickly. And we just don't know if the new investors will be okay with being open sourced. So we are discussing it internally, and we are thinking about open sourcing it. But the app for the private key, the signer, it's kind of our like answer to the open sourcing, because then you wouldn't have to trust any other app, and the signer will definitely be open sourced. So
Okay.
that's how we are thinking about it.
Okay, so that was actually my questions, but I also wanted to ask you, what is your strategy to purple pilling?
Yeah, well, Zaps are one thing, but I actually think we have to make the app Plebstr or the other Nostr apps a bit more user-friendly first, and then go to the like mass market for like the normies, because we tried to purple pill people here in Czech Republic, my community, and it worked, but only partly. So I think we need to make the app much more user-friendly basically, and get creators there, and then the creators can like move their followers here. So yeah, I think we have to explain creators why Nostr has so much potential for them in terms of creating revenue, value for value, and stuff like that. And right now there is a huge Bitcoin community, which is great, and I think with the apps being better and better and easier to use, there will be more and more communities joining Nostr, and we think it will be in waves. The adoption will be in waves. So yeah, that's how we look at it.
Okay, so this was so nice. It's very nice that you sat down to talk to me and gave me a little bit of your busy day.
Yeah, well, hey, we love Nostr.Report, we love what you do, so yeah, we saw first at Costa Rica, and I hope we will see each other in Tokyo as well.
Yes,
And
definitely.
yeah,
Definitely. Thank you. It's been an honor to talk to you. I love Plebster, and let's keep building on it.
likewise, thank you very much.
Thank you.